Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 104. We're back here with you. We had a little break because we were sort of out of town, and then I was sick and everything, but we are back, and we're ready to soldier on through the next episode.
Aw. We do want to be here.
No, we do want to be here.
We're just busy.
Yeah.
We said soldier on. It makes it sound like we don't want to be here.
No, we do want to be here, but like you're at a hotel in Biloxi, Mississippi somewhere. We won't give them your room number and the hotel.
It's 312
Oh,
at the Hampton Inn on Beach Boulevard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Go visit Catron.
See the beach. I can see the beach from where I am.
Wouldn't it be creepy if there was a knock on your door right after you said that?
Pizza delivery.
Housekeeping.
I will probably be leaving tomorrow, so I don't. By the time this airs, it'll be good.
And then my internet's acting funny, so we're all on Wi-Fi. And Chris has new internet though, so
I do have new internet. I don't know if it's
crystal clear.
Like Crystal Pepsi. So crystal clear.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Crystal Pepsi.
They brought it back. I mean,
They did.
somebody
I liked
must have
it.
loved it. Well, there we go.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
They're bringing back new Coke for Stranger Things, so
Yes, they are. I don't remember trying new Coke, so I don't.
you don't remember new Coke? Well, you might have been too
Well,
young. You're too young,
I think
probably.
I remember it, but I don't remember drinking it. Like I know of it at least.
Oh, I remember it.
But yeah, I was probably too young.
I don't
to really
remember what it really tastes
experience
like.
it.
I don't either. I was never a big Coke person, so especially because one time I got really sick on Coke. We were at Opryland when it was a theme park,
Yes.
and we were on a youth trip, and of course we didn't live too far away from there, so we got up early, went there, and then drove back. I don't think we stayed anywhere, but I had so much Coke and hamburgers and Pringles. And I threw up when I got home, and that was the worst taste. I kept belching, and it's like this rotten egg kind of belch, and all I could think about was Coca-Cola, and I can't drink Coca-Cola to this day. But that was when I was young and used to, And but I also could not be around Pringles for the longest time. I had a sleepover one time at a friend's house, and he was like just chowing down on Pringles. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to get rid of this. I'm gonna hurl. So I'm better now. I think I can be around Pringles okay, because I think I have been.
I'm gonna call your hotel and have them deliver some Coke and Pringles.
Coke and Pringles.
Compliments of the house.
Can you send some Coke and Pringles?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what room number he's in. It's just Chris Catron. If you just
It's
send
312.
it there.
Coke.
Oh, 312. Just some Coke. I don't think we have Pringles. We'll go out and get Pringles.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's some Coke.
The beach is right there. Surely somebody's on the beach right now with a can of Pringles.
Yeah.
And price of Coke.
Yeah,
That's
probably
what
some
people
Coke.
take to beaches or cans of Pringles.
They do because they come in those cans and it's
Yeah,
easy to
it's a
transport.
can.
You
Pop it
pop
up.
them up. You
I
can look
remember
like a
going
duck.
to the beach and eating Pringles. So yeah, there's got to be people eating Pringles there.
So I'm like that with Sunny Delight, Sunny D. I drank that one time a lot of it, and I got sick and threw it up. And I found out that it tastes exactly the same coming up as it does going down. So now I can't drink it because I'm like, yep, it tastes like vomit. Yep. Yeah, that's what it'll taste like coming back up. So no more Sunny D.
I don't think
Yeah.
I have any food aversions like that. I'm just really picky.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
I can't eat mushy stuff. I just can't do it. It's just like it's already pre-chewed.
You don't like pudding?
No, I can't do pudding. I can't do
What?
mashed potatoes.
You street boys are weird.
Like
What?
it could be because like when I was sick as a kid, like that's the only thing I could eat was like soft mushy stuff like that, and I think I probably just got tired of it.
What about Dole Whip?
I can do Dole Whip, but that's more of like an ice cream.
Yeah.
can't do
It's more of an
Okay, so
ice
ice
cream.
creams are okay.
The texture's different. It's that
Sherbet.
mashed potato mush
Yeah.
texture.
garlic mashed potatoes, cheese on them.
No. Well, I can't eat cheese anyway, so.
Yeah. So why'd you say you street boys? What's wrong with me? Because I don't like Sunny D?
No, I just remember, I guess it doesn't have anything to do with food, but you get grossed out pretty easily. There was one time we were at the mall, Johnson City. Yeah, well, okay, so he doesn't like felt or what is it, foam?
No, I like felt. It's foam.
Oh, felt.
It's like the the foam, like the
an egg crate or
egg crate. Oh god.
Well, we were at the mall in Johnson City one time, and I said, "Oh, I think that guy has a class I over there." And you're like, "Oh, I can't eat." I was like, "Really? Class I?"
I don't think I would be like that anymore.
Yeah, you've grown up a little bit.
I've grown up. Yeah. I don't like watching like hospital TV shows or stuff like that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Like even in Doctor Strange when they're like doing the operation and that, I'm just like I don't want to watch it.
But I can watch like horror movies where like Jason's chopping people up and stuff. I'm like, no big deal. But hospitals, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. When it gets surgical, that's when like Dr. Giggles. No, I'm not watching Dr. Giggles. But Saw, I'll watch Saw.
And I'm not. I mean, the only other weird. I don't like condiments. I mean, I don't eat ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise.
I don't eat. I like barbecue sauce and Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. That's about it.
Ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. Ugh, gross.
No,
disgusting. And like that.
You're a purist.
My kids, yeah. If the meat is cooked well, you don't need to put anything on top of it.
Well, I thought about that one time. I was at a restaurant, or every time I'd eat a steak, I'm like, but I just like the taste of both. I like Heinz 57 or A1.
I'm okay with A1. A1's good.
And I like the mixture. And the steak may be perfect, but I still like that mixture of flavors.
Yeah, I like A1, but I don't like just straight up ketchup, mustard, or mayonnaise.
Well, nobody
or anything with mayonnaise in it. No, I mean like if I had a hot dog and somebody put mustard or stuff, I'll just be like, nope, just throw it away. I don't want it. I'm not gonna eat it. Like if I go to a fast food place and I order it plain and they give it to me, I'm like, I'm not eating it. I'm like, if I get all the way home with it, and then I realize, I'm like, somebody else can eat it. I'm not eating it.
I've just come to realize that my body knows what's good for it because, like, I'm always picking at everything, and there were vegetables I wouldn't eat and things I wouldn't eat. And then I got married, and she's like, you need to try and eat this stuff. You need to eat this stuff. We're going over to my parents. You have to eat things. And so, I started eating them, like peppers and stuff. Like, okay, it's not that bad. I ate it. Yeah, my stomach, it doesn't agree with any of that. So it knows I shouldn't be eating those things.
Got to come up with excuses. Anyways, I'm sure everybody loves to hear about what we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Negative Sally's.
Negative Sally's? Never heard that one.
I just made it.
Negative Nancy or something.
Yeah, I got it.
Negative Sally's. Suspicious Sally.
Suspicious Sally.
Salacious Sally.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm
just trying to think of S's.
I'm like out of it because I've had a cold and my wife's gone for the week, so I'm with the kids. So last night my daughter decided 5 a.m. was a good time to go to sleep, and I'm just like, ridiculous. That's what she inherited from my wife. It's her stubbornness.
Yikes.
No, Jennifer texted that and she goes, "Oh, it's that Donovan in her." I'm like, "Yep." So before we get into what we're talking about, I've got one more story. I know everybody just wants to hear my stories. And then we'll get into our Comicpalooza wrap up, and then as well as Game of Thrones have ended, and I know you guys are just want to talk all about it and
chomping at the bit.
I'll just plug my ears, I guess, because I haven't seen it. Anyways, so while we were at Comicpalooza, this will lead into Comicpalooza. While we were at Comicpalooza having fun, as we were, which we'll get into that in a minute, my wife was home, and Sam's Club was having this like Black Friday in May sale, which I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it is.
They're trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah, trying to get rid of stuff before summer hits, I guess. And she bought, which we talked about it, but she bought this like big, huge swing set playground thing.
Huge.
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. And so when I got home, I was looking at it and looking at the dimensions, and I'm like, where is this going to fit in our yard? Because it's literally 21.5 feet long.
But that's not even the problem, though. You have to leave 6 feet around it.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't have to. You don't.
Well, you should.
If you really don't care about your kids, you'll be fine.
You could do 3 feet and be fine.
Yeah, if your kids are small,
no, like on
they're okay.
Here, it's got 2 slides on it. So one of the slides is like one of those enclosed slides. So you don't need 6 feet on the other side of that because it shouldn't be over there. Anyways, so the thing itself is 21 feet long and like 14 with the slide. It's like 14 feet deep, and we don't have a huge yard, but so she got that, and Catron was here, so he experienced.
Yes.
It hadn't arrived yet, but it arrived in like 4 boxes in the slide.
And we spent a lot of time trying to figure out where it would fit in your yard.
Yeah. So when we're talking about this, I come to find out that she bought a trampoline.
It's like, oh yeah, I got the trampoline.
Oh yeah, I got a trampoline too. And I'm like, okay. So the trampoline arrives first on my front door in 2 boxes, and I look at it, and the thing is a 15-foot trampoline. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, so we're gonna have a 21-foot by 14-foot swing set.
No more mowing your yard.
And a 15-foot trampoline. The place that I had set up, I had put gravel and all this, made it all nice for the swing set to go, which I thought we were just getting a normal, regular, like when we grew up, Chris,
Yeah.
A swing set, I was like, it'll fit in here. Well, this thing's too big for that spot. So I was like, well, we got to figure this out. But so while we're waiting for the swing set to come, I put together the trampoline, the 15-foot. This thing looks like a UFO in our backyard. It's bright orange and gray and black. I'm like, oh, you got Tennessee Vol colors. I guess we're, repping the Volunteers. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yep. She's like, no. Because she's an Alabama fan. So I get I open up the box, and there's like, it's 2 boxes with a billion pieces. There's 98 springs you've got to attach to the thing. So I'm starting to put it together and following the instructions, and I swear that there is a demon in Hades, or whatever you want to call it, whose sole purpose is to write instructions just to mess with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm putting this thing.
I think they're Swedish.
I'm putting this thing together, and I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't look right. Well, midway through the instructions, they flip the diagram. So left has become right, and right has become left now. So I had to take a bunch of pieces apart to flip them around because they decided to flip it, and then like a little tiny writing, they're like, this is what it looks like from the other side. And it's just like, got to be kidding me. And then I got to a point, so I got all the springs on, which that was like, you have to put like a spring on one side and then walk around to the other side of the 15-foot trampoline and put a spring on that side. So it balances it out as you go. Mm-hmm. So you can't just put them on in a circle. You got to keep walking back and forth and back and forth. And then I get to one point in the instructions and it says, now this step will require 3 people. And I looked at, I was like, well, I guess I have now become 3 people because I didn't have anybody to help me with it. So that was a thing. You had to like lift. it was like it was an enclosure part. You had to lift it off the ground while somebody is supposed to be up on the trampoline to balance it and stuff. And so I did all this by myself. Finally got it up and realized that it could fit in the gravel area that I had reserved for the playground if I extended it just a little bit because one leg hangs off.
Nice.
So I extended it. So it's in that area. The playground is going to go on the other side of the yard, which we had. There's a service called Handy. I don't know if you ever heard of Handy.
Hey.
Not that. Like handyman. It's a thing that you can like get handyman to come to your house to help you with stuff. So we got this guy to come help because there's no way I'm putting that huge thing together myself. And he gets here and you're like, are you from Handy too? Because he saw me putting together a trampoline. And I'm like, no. I'm the husband. And he goes, oh. He goes, well, this is going to require more than one person. I'm like, well, I'll help you. That's fine. We don't want to pay for two people to do it. Because originally, Sam's Club was going to put it together. And then I saw how much that they charged for that. And I said, no, they're not putting it together. We will make it happen. So it was like a cloudy day. And it was supposed to rain, but it hadn't rained yet. And so he gets here, unpacks the boxes, and goes, I think it's going to rain. Let's just reschedule. And then left.
Oh. So
I have all the pieces sitting in my backyard under a tarp. And guess what? It didn't rain that day.
Of course not.
It didn't rain at all. It was just cloudy and overcast and nice outside.
I think he just saw the pieces and he's like, nope.
He said, I've done these before. I'm like, okay, well. So now I've got to figure out when I'm going to get somebody back here to help with that because Jennifer's been out of town, so I can't watch the kids and do that.
Well, our parents are going to be down next week to your place, so there you go.
Yep, that's probably what's going to happen. But we've already paid for the Handy service, so they have to come back, I guess.
Well, just have him do something else.
Yeah.
Could you your windows cleaned? Can you wash my kids?
Can you see if they'll go to sleep? And
need you to take care of my kids.
That'd be really handy.
That'd be really handy.
Here you go. Take them. Leave the house. Do whatever.
Anyways.
Whatever.
It doesn't look that hard. It just looks very time-consuming and awkward. So.
Well, you're building a house. I mean, it's a small house.
It is. It's got two slides, two swings.
Yeah.
There's handle like swing things.
And a fork.
Like a house. It's got like a kitchen. It's got a blender, like a sink, stove.
You need to rent that thing out.
I know. I told our parents, I'm building the guest house for you.
Yeah.
I said after we get all this stuff done, because by the time we get all this stuff done, and this is going to make us sound like we're haughty-taughty, but we just got good deals on stuff. We're going to have a trampoline, this huge playground, a fire pit, and a hot tub in the backyard. So I'm like, we should just charge admission. Like, just parents, you can come chill out by the fire in the hot tub while your kids jump and play, and there we go.
Welcome to Street World.
Yeah. Woo. I am Geekland. That's how we're going to make money off this podcast, by our amusement park in my backyard.
Teach the dogs to do tricks.
Yeah, come on down to I am Geekland.
No.
Well, there we go. Anyways, so we were at Comicpalooza when she ordered that. So that's, let's take a few moments and just sort of recap our weekend at Comicpalooza, the largest comic convention in the state of Texas.
Pop culture event in the state of Texas.
Yeah. That lasted Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You guys were down here for Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
I was down here for Friday, Saturday, Sunday because I live here. So, so I got to experience it a little earlier than you. I would have run Friday and did a panel about voice acting in video games. And it was a rainy, weekend, so like a lot of people were canceling. And I was supposed to be doing a panel with two guys. One guy was a voice actor from, I guess his biggest thing was he was Santiago in Gears of War. And he's done a bunch of other stuff. And then the other guy, I guess is famous for doing a voice in Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
But he's done a lot of stuff. So the guy from Gears of War showed up, and the other guy didn't. Because I guess his plane got canceled or something. So I had a list of questions, and that knocked half the questions off that was going to go to that guy. But it was fine because the guy was a talker, and he just I just sat there and just watched him talk, basically. But he had a little potty mouth on him. So if you're offended by it and he just listed a bunch of words, just blurted them out. If you're offended by any of those words, just get up and leave now.
Yeah.
A couple people did get up and leave, but I think they got up and left when they realized the other guy was not going to be there. Yeah. But he was funny, and he told a lot of stories about doing not only doing the voice, but he did the motion capture.
That's cool
for it, and he did the full suit with the ping pong balls all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a middle-aged guy, not fat or anything, just regular guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not like this muscular stunt guy. And they had him doing parkour stuff, and it's like, what's going on? They had him. Spoiler alert! If you haven't played Gears of War, which I hadn't, but whatever. I guess his wife in the thing dies, and he has this emotional scene where he's over top of her crying. So he's doing that in this full ping pong ball suit with this actress laying there, and she's just looking up at him with this stare, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then as soon as they said cut, she goes, "I have a boyfriend, just so you know." And he was like, "What?"
What do you mean you have a boyfriend? You're my wife.
It's got awkward.
Yeah. So I don't know what she was
Why aren't you dead?
He said he was very confused, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." But so that was cool, and I walked around the floor on Friday to check it out. But you guys got there early, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Early. Got up at 4 that morning.
Ooh.
Oh.
4-hour drive.
3 I think we got up about the same time. Huh?
About the same time, yeah.
And, I flew.
You flew. I drove. Stopped at Buc-ee's. Man.
Some of our listeners probably don't know what Buc-ee's is.
No, they probably don't. Buc-ee's is a what would you call it? Like a superstore gas chain.
It's like the Walmart of convenience stores.
Convenience stores, gas stations. It's I didn't drive the Tesla. I drove the Kia, so I had to stop to get gas.
Poor thing.
I know, it's so sad. I had to rub elbows with the commoners getting gas.
Wow.
I like stopping at Buc-ee's though. I probably still would have stopped at Buc-ee's.
I wonder if it's any way related to Stuckey's.
No,
we had an
it's not.
Oh, it's
sorry.
unfortunate. It has a similar name.
Yeah, the cleanest bathrooms that you can find on the road.
The bathrooms are so nice. I go there just to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like from my house, I'm like, I don't want to use my bathroom in my house. I'm going to Buc-ee's.
My house is nasty. I'm going to Buc-ee's.
Got 2 kids that live here. And they have really good brisket there for some odd reason. It's really good brisket. Some of the best brisket around.
Yeah, there's always people in line getting food there.
It's good. You got it. Have you been there, Catron?
No.
Oh,
we don't.
We should have took. Oh no, I meant 1 year down here. We should have took you.
No.
Oh well.
It's okay.
Next time.
Next time.
Road trip to Buc-ee's.
Adam the Woo's got a video of it on YouTube.
YouTube.
You could check it out. It's video. Our good pal Adam the Woo.
No.
I've met him a few times.
Friend of the show.
He's a good time. No, he's not a friend of the show. But I've met him.
Friend of a friend of the friend of the show.
Yeah.
Acquaintance.
Maybe I should try to get him on here someday. Sure he would. Anyways, so we get there, and our floor show is like the first thing that we do.
Yeah, they opened at 10 a.m., so we didn't have much time to.
We did get to check into the hotel, which we lived it up and stayed in a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
a fancy hotel.
We wrecked it. We wrecked that hotel.
Did we?
Rockstar.
Like Rockstar. Yeah.
Like the bathroom, maybe. But we checked in, and when I walked into this hotel, because there was like a deal, it was like connected to the convention center, so there was a deal with the convention. I was like, I don't belong here. Like, it's just fancy. There's people walking around in tuxedos and stuff.
Yeah, it was expensive, like for the regular pricing, but for for the convention, it was maybe half the price. So, we were out of place.
Yeah.
They
made up that money with the parking our cars.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's worse than Disney.
Yeah.
But they had a giant Texas-shaped
lazy
river, but we didn't get to go in it. We were lazy.
We walked around it.
Yeah, we did walk around it.
Like weirdos at night.
Yeah.
Watching people swim.
Hey, how's the water?
Hey, looking lazy there.
Anyway, so our floor show, if you haven't listened to it, you can listen to it on Podbean, because we're on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you're listening to it right now. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you're listening on, just go back to the episode before
this. Yeah.
If you haven't listened to it, it's a really fun one. We had a crowd that stayed pretty much the whole show, and talked with us, and we had them up on the mic, and we did sort of like what's the next, phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what we think is going to happen, took questions from the audience. That was fun. I wish we could do that like more often. Do a live show.
Yeah.
But we found out that Catron's favorite female Marvel character is Wonder Woman. So
no, I didn't say that. I said Gora. Gamora.
And the female Goro.
Because you all were saying, don't say Wonder Woman. I'm like, I wouldn't say Wonder Woman. No better than that. Yeah. Fortunately, my microphone.
I know.
Yeah. Fortunately, my microphone was not working well, or I wasn't talking into it correctly or something. But
I don't know. Yeah, it was working well like before we started, and then something happened. Yeah,
I don't know. I unplugged it. Ryan nudged me. He's like, unplug his mic.
But it was fine on the recording. So, but yeah, check that out. Go back, check it out, and then always on, especially if you listen on Podbean or Apple Podcasts, if you give us a comment, give us a rating, stuff like that, it's very helpful. But the floor show, wow, was fun. I can't talk. I told you I've had no sleep. And then our day was full of like panels. Like we had a social media panel, which I'm still trying to figure out why we were on that one. Did Catron lose audio?
I was muted.
Sorry, you're muted. Anyway, so we had a social media panel that we were on, because we're such,
Yeah, that was something.
That was something.
I'm just glad that other guy was there, because he just kind of took over. And I was fine with that.
Oh yeah,
Colt 45 podcast.
Yeah, Colt 45. There was a girl, teenager. I guess she was a teenager in the audience who was like big on Instagram or something. So she helped people out more than we did probably, but
yeah, she should have been up there, not us.
Yeah, whatever. Then there was the podcast panel, which we were on with Ming Chen, which if you remember back last year, we had an interview with him from Comic Book Man, and he's got a bunch of podcasts. And then we had our battle royales with Cheese, which that was the thing we did. It was fun.
They were fun.
They were fun.
They were just they weren't necessarily family friendly.
They were not family friendly at all. So I'm sorry. We have the audio. So if you want to become a supporter of I Am Geek, you can get those sent to your email.
Just visit our Patreon at.
We have a Patreon?
Yeah.
Catron's kept it secret. He takes all the money.
But they were like it was other podcasts battling each other, and we were sort of facilitating, and they were coming to almost to blows, yelling at each other at certain points, which is funny. So they discussed the original trilogy of Star Wars versus the prequels. Originals won. I mean, right?
We said it was a tie.
Oh yeah, we said it was a tie.
But here's the problem: is I don't think the group that was defending the prequels was genuinely thinking that those were better.
No, their words.
Because he made comments. He's like, I'm trying really hard here. And so, but he did a really good job. It was.
Yeah, I thought he had some good arguments.
Yeah, and he was part of the Gentleman No Class podcast, and he had some good arguments. But and he said he's like, my guys won't have anything to contribute, so it's just me. But he did have some of his guys there, and that was they were a lot of fun, and yeah, it was fine. It was good.
But let's talk about what everybody's been waiting to hear. I'm sure they have. The
cosplay.
The cosplay.
I love the cosplay.
For the second year in a row. Chris was Mr. Fancy Pants. Oh, can I have your picture? Can I have your picture? Ah, what's your picture? I want to give you a hug. My child wants to hug you.
Didn't even have a cosplay.
I'm very photogenic. Like I can't help it.
You went as Splinter from
no, Master Roshi. I was Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z.
Never heard of it.
Because basically I look just like him if you put a white beard on me.
You did look exactly like him, and every Dragon Ball fan in the world was there at Comicpalooza.
They were. Well, it didn't. I mean, it helped that like the voice actress for Bulma from Dragon Ball was there, so she probably brought in some Dragon Ball fans.
You should have met her.
I kind of wandered around her booth a little bit in hopes that she would see me and like.
You stalked her?
Call me over, but she didn't. But the best part was this little girl, this cute little girl. She's dressed as Goku. And like she was walking up with her dad, and he's like, "Can we get a picture?" Before he even got that out, she like ran up and like gave me like this giant hug. And she's like, "Oh, Miss Roshi!" It was so cute. She was adorable.
Aww. Yep.
You were scary.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. So that day,
take a more friendly costume.
Saturday, that's no fun. I like to be the bad guys. Saturday, I won his crossbones from the Marvel, comics and stuff, and I thought surely. I mean, I thought it looked pretty much like crossbones, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a really good costume. Good.
Yeah, I mean, I had some comments that some big guys were like, "That's a bad A costume you got there." They didn't say that, but they did for this podcast.
You got a Hail Hydra.
Yeah, I got some. I got a couple of Hail Hydras and stuff, but nobody wanted to take my picture. Maybe they're just doing it from a distance. They're just like, "Oh."
It could have been. I mean, you were very scared.
Yeah, I want to get close to that guy.
I did. I had two guns, and one fell out of my holster and went flying across the show floor. And people were like, "Gun!"
Well, that one guy was like, "Gun!"
Yeah. Like, sorry. But yeah, so I did get a few things. I liked it. I thought the costume was pretty cool looking. And I was hoping, I was like, okay, surely there's going to be people dressed as Captain America in the movies. Crossbone fights Captain America. In the comics, he's one of Captain America's, arch nemesis. Captain America is going to know me. Nope. There was tons of Captain America, and I would walk past them like nothing. There were people that had Captain America shirts on and backpacks and stuff running up to Chris saying, "Can I take a picture?" while I'm standing right next to him. And I'm like, "What? You are not a Captain America fan?"
No, they were a Master Roshi fan.
Yeah, wearing Captain America stuff. So there were some other guys that were dressed sort of like that in the tactical gear, which they looked like they were from Call of Duty, but they sort of gave me a high five.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
But I liked it. So, but Sunday they had a Star Wars parade, and I put on my Kylo Ren gear with my mask that I sort of made look like from the latest trailer for the Rise of Skywalker, with the red glowing all throughout it. And I think people liked that one. I had some people take pictures of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, should have done that one.
Had some cool costume. So I did both. So that day I got that. But I couldn't see anything. That's why I didn't wear it the day before. Couldn't see anything. It kept fogging up on me. Because it wasn't like a mesh. It was like the glass.
You almost took out Princess Amidala.
I know. I almost took out grandmother, right?
Yeah, you almost took out your grandmother. Walking on her dress.
Yeah, because I couldn't see her in front of me. I was just following shapes, and I was motioning to Catron and Chris to come help me because we're getting ready to go down an escalator, and they just waved and laughed.
Oh yeah, you're waving.
So I'm surprised I didn't fall down the escalator.
I did follow you into the convention center area.
Catron Bell.
Yeah, because technically I don't think we were supposed to. But,
you were my handler.
I did not fail. I went and got your stuff.
I know.
For our show. So.
And the funny thing is, I had my lightsaber, my Kylo Ren lightsaber, but I left it in the car in the trunk accidentally, and we had to valet at the hotel. So I was like, I'm not gonna do all that. I'll have to tip the guy to get my freaking lightsaber out of the car. So I just went without it. What are you gonna do?
But you could have bought a new.
Yeah. I'm saving for the Disney ones.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
The $200 freaking lightsabers.
4 years from now, get it.
Yeah.
4 years.
You just got to go to
save for it.
Yeah.
Oh, save for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hadn't bought a 15-foot trampoline.
Go to Cast Connections or something like that later on, and you can get one cheaper there. So.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I wanted the experience. It looks so cool. They announced it, and they announced the price is $200.
We'll give you the experience. Don't worry.
Okay.
Here's your roll lifesavers.
Light. I thought it was lightsabers.
I'm sure we'll talk more about that once it opens this weekend, right?
Next weekend. The 31st.
No, I got my weeks. See, I don't even know what day it is.
I don't.
What day is it? They had the cast previews
sure
a couple days ago. And they weren't supposed to film anything, but some stuff's got leaked. Somebody filmed inside the Millennium Falcon. It looks cool. I mean, it looks like Star Wars or Star Tours, 2.0.
Yeah. That's the hard thing is you can't ever capture anything on video.
It's going to be cool. Yeah.
I tried to take pictures of Pandora, and I mean, you just couldn't capture it. You're just like, there's no way to capture all of these things that are I'm seeing at one time. And you can get a wide angle, but it's still not enough. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But people have already bought lightsabers. They've bought the DJ Rex stuff. They've seen pictures and stuff of that. But yeah, $200 for a lightsaber. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my wife is keen on that.
Can it cut through anything?
I wish. Maybe
then it might be worth it.
Piece of like tissue paper.
Cut through the tension.
Ooh. 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 Marriage.
Anyway, so yeah, that was Comicpalooza. I mean, it was like we didn't get to. There wasn't as much downtime for us this time. It was like a whirlwind.
Very busy.
No, we didn't get to go to any panels.
No, we
No.
didn't get to go
the
see
ones that we did.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to see the Flash. We did get to when we finished one of ours. We ducked into the cosplay competition.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. They kept doing the wrong music for the people, and some of them got mad. They were like, "That's not my music. I'm coming back through again."
I still don't understand what the Mr. Incredible one was.
We could talk. We can talk about that. I think I know. We could talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Not appropriate.
Okay.
No. It's no.
Well,
I think.
And then there was.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to.
Then there
talk
was
about
what?
something else. I was going to say the Thundercats one, and they were dressed like cats, and that one lasted forever. Like they all got to do their little introduction of their costume, and that particular one just kept going and going and going. It's weird.
Well, they probably have a specific time for each individual, and then they sort of added it all together.
Yeah, there was apparently some like they would come out and they just like showed off their costume, but then they would say, "Oh, we got a skit." Like some had prepared skits or something,
which is normal for a cosplay competition.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I know.
He's been to a few.
I should have entered with my. We both should have entered because Chris would have won probably. And like, oh, it's Master Roshi.
I could have won. I could have been a champ.
But it was a fun. It was a fun weekend. The thing that I liked the most is versus the 2 years is this year we did not wait for an hour and however long in the blazing heat to get our food.
Yes.
True.
We got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
You got it twice. Like we just got it once.
I did get it twice.
And then we got a pretzel, a giant pretzel, which was just a giant piece of bread.
Mm.
Yeah. Very bready.
Yeah.
All the gluten. Anyway, so we thank you for Comicpalooza for having us out. Hopefully we can come back out next year.
Loved it.
Yeah, we had a blast, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it in the future. But you guys had another ending, another life, a pinpoint in your life got placed this last Sunday, right?
Yes, it did.
The throne of games ended for you.
Yes, it's been done gamed.
I was watching Money in the Bank while you were watching Game of Thrones, and I heard I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I've seen a couple episodes, but I heard the ending wasn't that great. And the wrestling that I watched, I think they saw what the ending to Game of Thrones was going to be, and they said, "Hold my beer because we're going to make one that's even worse than yours." And they did, and it was very. The whole Money in the Bank was great until the very end, and they had Brock Lesnar come out. We thought he was gone forever.
This is a wrestling thing. Yeah. I thought you were like watching the stock market or something.
No, wrestling. Brock Lesnar came out.
Okay.
All my money in the bank gone.
Lame. Anyway, so Game of Thrones. So did you guys? We will give spoilers because I
won't give spoilers. Catron, you can talk to yourself what you thought. But,
you can talk as yourself.
You can talk.
We don't really want to hear you talk.
No, I'm just like this is my opinion personally. Like you can give your opinion, but this is my opinion. That I enjoyed it. Like this season, I liked this season. I thought everyone ended up where they should have ended up or where they would have ended up. Like it made sense. But it did feel a little rushed at times, where they like if this was any regular season, this probably would have been 2 seasons. but since they were kind of wrapping it up, they kind of like jumped ahead in some character development and some character development a little bit. But overall, I enjoyed it. I don't think I would have wanted it to end any other way.
Oh.
So I was happy with it.
Yeah. Catron, we'll see what he's got. You have the floor now. Catron, please speak as yourself.
I thought it was great. No, I thought it was great. I did not have a problem with the last episode, several other people I know did. I don't know why they were so upset with it. That it's like I know people that were wanting to sign the petition and which that's pointless to sign this petition because they're not going to re-record it.
But it worked for Sonic.
There's also a petition out for Danny DeVito to play Wolverine. So I think we can't do petitions anymore.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I thought it was. I'm fine with how things ended. I thought it, like you said, I thought it made sense. I'm fine with it. I was a little confused about some things at the end. We can talk about it later, but that was their interpretation. That was their choice. And if you don't like it, so what? What is? It's not supposed to change your life. It's not supposed to be that important to you. It's a show. Get over it.
And the show, it disappoints you constantly because you get attached to these characters and they do the exact opposite of what you want them to do. That's what they do.
That's what the show is about. It sets you up to love this thing and then it changes on you. And I don't know. It was fine. I thought it was great. It set up for some spin-offs possibilities. They said that there are some possibilities. And I think it's going to be awesome if they do those. But I did not have a problem with it.
And George R.R. Martin did say, for the most part, that's how he's going to end the books. There'll be some different things here and there because there's stuff that they did in the book that they haven't used in the show. Sure. So things will play out a little differently, but it sounds like, for the most part, it's going to end up where the show ended up. So
yeah, that was my question for you guys because I don't know anything about it. I saw a picture of the last episode and I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't know. I thought the books were already done. So the books.
No, he's got 2 left to write.
So they ended the show before they ended the books?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
That happens a lot in anime, with mangas, they'll get ahead of where the book is, and so they have to either make their own season up, or if it's towards the end of it, they just kind of make up their own ending. Huh. And
we should just do a podcast like another offshoot of I Am Geek, and it's just me watching Game of Thrones and then talking about it with you guys after the fact that it's already over with.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. It's me going there's a podcast, I saw it today, that is like that, but it's Harry Potter movies and books, and it's this guy that doesn't know anything about Harry Potter, and he watches it and then talks about it. I guess it's pretty popular. So there we go. We'll just get on that bandwagon.
There you go.
So the books are still going on. So, but now does everybody know how the books are going to end?
It'll be probably a little different, but I would say that some of the same storylines will play out pretty similar. But
yeah, that was the thing is I've got some friends that have read the books through, and they said if you'd read the books, this wouldn't surprise you how it ended. And you saw some of the things that happened throughout just watching the episodes. And you're like, I think. I think this could turn differently than people think, and I just don't understand why people got so tied up in certain thinking that it could have ended any differently. I would like to talk to some of those people. What were you thinking was going to happen?
Well, we got a caller right now that wants to talk to you about that. Caller, go ahead. No, there's no caller.
I was hoping it was Dave Adams.
We don't have that.
He was very upset on Facebook. He said that they made the WWE look like geniuses or whatever with their writing, because he was talking about the same thing. He said it was better than Game of Thrones. So like, oh gosh, come on.
Oh, well, they were dissing me on their podcast, so you can go ahead and diss him.
Yeah. The only thing, there were some cheesy parts about the last episode that I didn't quite feel like they fit well, because it was almost like a recap of things. Like they're all just kind of sitting around like, oh, this happened. You know?
Yeah, there was there was a weird time jump that you didn't quite understand at first, that it was a time jump. So there was definitely, I mean, it has its flaws. Yeah. But it was I don't think it could have ended any other way. But I wouldn't have minded like at least a couple more episodes to kind of play it out a little bit. Yeah.
But, if anything, it felt maybe, like I said, a little rushed. It could have spread out a little bit further, because this time lapsed and you're like, what?
Don't they do that though? Like, I've only seen 2 episodes because I did it for you guys. Don't they? Because the 2 that I saw was like, they find these little newborn wolf things, and then the next thing they're like a horse or something. Like they're huge, and it's just like they just get bigger really fast, I guess.
No, that's how dire wolves work.
Oh, well, they didn't explain that. It was just like, and you're sitting there going like, has a week gone by? Has a month? Is it like 2 years later? Like, what's going on? Because they were like little tiny, and now they're like huge.
One of the things that people complained a little bit about, I guess, and they took some liberties with, was how quickly they could travel across continents and get somewhere. But it was like they needed to get it done in this short amount of time, and it was like they just took some liberties. And it's a movie, it's a show.
Teslas,
right?
They have Teslas.
I mean, like any video game. I mean, once you visit a place, you can teleport there.
You can fast travel
because you've already been there. As long as you're not over encumbered, you can get there quick. So.
They were never over encumbered, I guess.
Yeah, they made sure that they traveled light.
Right.
Did everybody make it to the wall? Because I know there's some wall thing involved.
There was a wall. People went there. And people left there. And people went back there, then left again.
Came back.
There you go.
The wall.
I don't know anything about it. I just know that there's some kids in it. There's a wall. There's some wolves.
Thinking about the kids, not those kids that you're thinking of, but you probably would not like the last episode, knowing that what I know about, or not, was it the last one or the one before that? That you don't like to watch. Yeah, you don't like to watch kids be hurt. You wouldn't like that episode.
I did think I saw something about a girl.
There's some animal stuff you probably won't like either.
That's true. Yeah. but well,
yeah. What?
Was that same horse though that she rode off on? Arya rode off on. That was at the beginning of the, or maybe it was the beginning.
I don't know. The horse thing was weird because like she had the horse at the end, and then the beginning of the episode, the horse was just gone. She was just walking. It's just like, I guess the horse died. Like it could walk far.
Yeah. Because that's what my wife and I thought, it was the same horse from the beginning of the episode, and because it was bloody and whatnot, but maybe not.
Man, you guys are really pumping up the show, making me want to watch it. Bloody horses, children dying.
What more do you want? I don't know. There's dragons.
There's dragons.
Oh. Yeah. Does good prevail or does evil win out?
Good. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, good prevails. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what. Yeah. It's what. Yeah. In some ways, it's what you expect to happen through a show like that, because we're used to seeing the heroes win, or whatever. But it was just. It's just ends a little bit differently than you might think, unless you really pay attention.
So,
So it was good.
It's good. I like it.
Are you glad you watched how many seasons? 8 seasons of the thing?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. And I've read. I didn't read the books. I did audiobooks.
I like how you put that in quotation. You can't see that. You put it in quotations. I didn't read the books.
Read the books. I listened to them in audio because I did it in the car. And they're good audiobooks. But yeah, and when the next 2 books, whenever they do come out, I'll probably get those in audio too.
Awesome.
Yeah. There we go. I'm glad I didn't watch that.
No, now you're watching it and we're doing another podcast.
Sure.
Yeah.
Traumatized me.
Yeah.
Can you just give me timestamps of when children and animals die, and I can just skip over those?
I think it's probably a little difficult.
Oh, so you're saying
skip episodes 4, 5, 6, and 8. And
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's a very graphic episode in many different ways. There was some, I feel like I remember. I think it's that show that that one in True Blood. There were times when I'm just like, I can't watch this. It's like because it's so graphic of how they kill somebody, and man, it's rough.
Braveheart.
There's a guy in the is it the last episode or episode 4 of this that you never knew what he looked like the whole season, and all of a sudden you see him and he looks like he reminds me of Darth Vader. And my wife and I were like, oh, it's Darth Vader. Gregor, wasn't that his name?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, the mountain.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the mountain, like the guy from Comicpalooza.
Yeah, like that guy, but without the mountain on his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll watch it. I don't know. Probably. We have HBO right now, but I don't know if I can invest in
Binge it.
I don't know.
Just while you're playing with the kids, put it on.
Oh gosh, it sounds so depressing. I'll just stick with my superhero shows and stuff.
It's pretty depressing.
Well, then why do you want to watch it?
Butterflies and rainbows.
I've never understood why people just like to watch depressing stuff.
I wouldn't call it depressing.
You can say, look, my life isn't so bad.
I don't live in a mythical realm of
it's just enjoyable to watch. I mean, it's why we're geeks. We like to.
Yeah, it's fun that you like to watch it. Now I have watched Westworld. I really like that one. I liked season 1 better than season 2. Season 2 is sort of like.
I haven't watched season 2 yet.
It's good. It's just like they tried again, like you said with what you just said about this last season. They tried to do too much. But they focused on like 3 different worlds within the the theme park or whatever they call it. Because you have the West World, and then you have like a African safari one and a samurai one. So there are people going all over the place, and I can't even remember what happened in that one. And I like Black Sails. I saw that one on a free preview.
I like the first season of Barry. It's on HBO.
Bill
I watched the second season with Bill Hader and Henry Winkler. It's a dark comedy. It's funny, but
we were going to talk about. We're already at an hour, so I guess we're not going to talk about it. We were going to talk about other TV shows that had what people called bad last seasons or bad finales. How about what's your least favorite finale of a show that you've watched all
of? The one that always pops out in my head. I didn't watch all of the show. I just remember watching the earlier seasons, but then it got like with a lot of comedy shows. If they go too long, they start to get serious.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
And was Roseanne. Because I watched like the first seasons. I always loved their Halloween episodes.
Yeah.
but then I didn't watch it for a number of seasons, and then it was going off there. I was like, oh, I'll watch the last episode, and it turned out like the whole season before was just Roseanne writing a book on how she wanted her life to be, and Dan had died, which was her husband, and just life was miserable, and like all this horrible stuff, and you're just like, what?
But that's okay. They brought the show back and made Dan alive and Roseanne dead.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
We fixed it.
They fixed it.
They fixed it.
Hey. Yeah, I hate when comedies do that. Somebody, I don't know if it was you, Chris, or somebody said, yeah, they do that. They get serious because they realize their show's up and they want to show people their acting ability.
Basically,
Yeah, we were talking about
I
that
think
with
that's
Office.
what it is.
Yeah, you were saying that with Office when we were at the hotel. It was on like all the time. It was the Office channel.
We have to stretch our acting abilities and show all these directors and movie studios what we can do so we can get jobs after the show. That's basically what happens.
They're doing that. I like Superstore, and I've talked about it a little bit, but they did that with the season finale as Superstore. They made ICE invade the store looking for illegal immigrants because they were talking about starting a union, and the head offices were like, no, we're not going to do that. Let's send in ICE and let's make their life, really bad. So the episode was about one of their people on the show is an illegal immigrant working there, and it was about trying to get him to safety and stuff. It's like, he didn't get to safety. They arrested him.
Oh.
That's how it ended. But so Roseanne would be yours. Catron, do you have a show that you're just like, I spent all this time on it and then it just petered out?
So there's two shows that I've watched that didn't have endings at all. They canceled them and they were really good. There are probably two shows that most people have never seen. One of them was Jericho, and it was a really good show about these bombings and people were trying to live off, after the fact. So the grid shut down, and it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing, but it's modern day instead of way in the future, like Mad Max or something like that, or whatever. And it was a really good show. It just kind of, they had to end it. I think they did do an ending to it, but it still is like, man, that was just too short. And then 4400 is a show that I found on Netflix that had all these seasons, and I got almost all the way through it, and then I found out that it doesn't have an ending to it. So
No.
I hate that.
So I watched it. It was like 4 or 5 seasons. I don't remember how many. And it was pretty good. Like, it was a cheesy show because it didn't have good actors in it. But I loved the premise of it. It was really fun, and it just ended. So those are, I guess, my picks because I don't remember a lot of endings to shows. I mean, at least bad ones. So,
that's one reason I don't watch many like shows like that until they're on Netflix because I'm like, let's see how this ends. Like, let's see if there's an ending before I pour all this time into it, and then it's like, never mind.
I think it's fun just to be able to get to those next episodes and get all the way to the end. That's what's so nice these days about you can binge them, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to wait till the next year to watch Game of Thrones for all the next whatever. So,
I've got a couple, but probably the number one would be Lost. I watched the whole thing, and then the ending was just like, all along they're like, it's not purgatory. Don't worry, we got this all planned out. And then the ending was like, yeah, we didn't have it planned out. Let's just stick him in a church and say,
Purgatory.
Oh, it's purgatory. So that was very disappointing. That's probably the number one ending of a show that was just like, what? You had all this time, and you had a sit. Like, they had a sit. Like, this is how many seasons we're going to go, and this is when we're going to end it. So it wasn't like they were canceled. They just chose to end it like that, and it was just like, that was a waste of time. It was a really good show. That's what I don't understand, like, really good shows that have horrible endings. It's like, did you do it on purpose? I mean, some people say that about Seinfeld. Really good show, and then the ending was just like, really? That's what you chose to do? Chuck was like that.
Chuck was,
Love Chuck, but the ending was just like fade to black, and it was just like, what happened?
Yeah. Chuck was like, where she lost her memory and then she's kind of sad.
And he takes her to the beach and they sit down and he basically tells the whole story to her. And then it's like, oh, is she going to remember? And then it was just like fade to black. So you never know if she remembers or what. Like, just give people an ending. We at least Lost gave people an ending, even though it was a crappy ending. And then like I quit watching it after a while because it got serious. How I Met Your Mother had a very
notorious
depressing ending.
I vaguely remember it, but
basically it's him telling the story of their dead mom.
Yeah.
It's a comedy. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a Disney movie.
Well, maybe she died in a funny way. Like maybe it was.
No, it was very depressing.
She didn't.
Yeah. Very sad and depressing. That's why I watch wrestling, I guess, because there's no like sad storylines. It's just people running around fighting, being silly.
That's true.
In their underwear.
What other way is there to be silly?
You might as well watch The Bachelor then.
Oh, God. No, I'm good. So, yeah, there's I heard that Dexter ended badly. I never did finish that show.
I never watched it, but I heard people were not happy with the ending of that. Same with Sopranos. People were not happy with the Sopranos ending.
Yeah. Oh, Angel. I don't know if you ever watched Angel.
I watched it. I haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Don't bother. I mean, if you don't like fade to black endings, don't watch the end of that one. Because it's a fade to black ending that goes, wonder what happens.
They continued in the comics.
I watched all those. What?
Did they finish it or did they get canceled? And so they didn't get to finish it for Angel.
I think they finished it, but they just had an ending like basically the main characters are I don't want to ruin it for you.
That's fine.
They're going into battle versus all these demons.
Okay.
And then they're standing there ready against this big army, and then it just fades to black, and that's the end. So you don't know how the battle goes. They never resolve the battle.
They win.
I don't know. And then another one I thought of was Battlestar Galactica, the new show. It had a weird ending. I don't know if you remember. Did you watch Battlestar Galactica?
I did not.
It was actually a really good show.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
Like one of the best sci-fi shows, especially from Sci-Fi, the channel. But the ending was just sort of, I won't spoil the ending, but it wasn't bad. It was just like, okay. Like, there you go. That's it.
Yep. Quantum Leap had about, like, I kind of read up on a couple of them. Like, I remember this happening after I read it, but Quantum Leap ended. Yeah. It's like fade to black and like and Sam never went home.
Yeah, he never went home.
Like,
yeah.
The end.
Like what? All right.
Didn't X-Files have a weird ending too?
I think X-Files had a weird one where they're like waiting on the apocalypse or something.
Yeah, they just go to a hotel together and it's like, well, let's just wait on the apocalypse to happen.
Yeah.
I don't understand these good shows that have good writing, and then it was just like,
They're tired.
Probably the best ending of a show was Newhart. Probably the best, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When he wakes up in bed. I got this dream that I was a caretaker at a...
Yeah.
And it was characters from his another show.
Yeah, the show before.
That's probably the greatest ending of a television show of all time. Don't at me, as the kids say. You know what they say? Don't at me. People say that.
Adults say that too.
I don't. Anyways, all right. Well, the only other news that came out earlier this week was there's a new house announced for Halloween Horror Nights. So they're doing an underwater house.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
You gotta wear scuba gear.
Oh,
No, not really.
there's one more bit of news. A new movie coming out on, I guess, Sci-Fi. The Clown-nado.
No.
Oh, that's real? I
No.
thought
Yes.
that was a joke
Yes.
thing.
No,
That's all the preview. There's a preview for it and everything.
what?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. I'm so watching it.
Clown-nado?
I saw a poster, but I thought it was just a joke.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean,
Yes.
maybe it is, but it looked legitimate to me. I didn't get to watch the whole. Well, it's on IMDb. Let's see.
Cursed demonic circus clowns set out on a vengeful massacre using tornadoes. A stripper, Elvis impersonator, truck driver, teen runaway, and a dude get caught in the supernatural battle between Femme Fatale and the boss clown from Heck.
It says that it was released in 2018.
I know.
It was probably like, I think a lot of sci-fi movies are released to like home video first, and then sci-fi picks them up and puts them on air.
Oh gosh. But will they have a clown shark NATO?
Oh, it better. Well, next it'll be Clown-nado versus Sharknado.
Yeah. There is if you've never looked up clown shark on YouTube, it's a funny video. It's by Rhett and Link. It's pretty funny. Well, there's something to look forward to. Do we know when it's coming out on Sci-Fi?
This summer, 2019.
Oh, can't wait.
Most of the people on IMDb don't have pictures.
Well, that's always good.
For their IMDb. So, yeah, that's a good sign.
Wow. Yeah, there's no... Yeah, look at there. Antoine Still, he's got a picture.
Dion Livingston, or no, Antoine's. Oh yeah, wait, who's Dion Livingston? Oh, he plays Dion Livingston. Antoine Still.
One of the clowns is called Satchel the Clown.
Satchel Paige.
Wizzo the Clown. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your pick of the week there? Catron?
No, it's not. Actually.
Watch it streaming even though it hasn't been streamed yet? Strummed? I don't know.
Strummed.
Hey, Chris, have you seen anything about Brightburn?
I saw a couple reviews. One seemed like it was okay, and another was kind of like eh. So I don't know. Not sure. I want to see it.
It's like the reverse of Superman, right?
Yeah, it's like Superman became evil as a kid growing up.
This day and age, wouldn't doubt it. Anyways, well, thanks for joining. I mean, you guys got anything else?
Nah.
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 Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, your family, strangers on the street. Just tell them about I Am Geek. If you want to have a good time.
Call.
Hey, looking for a good time?
Check out this podcast.
Got something for you. Let me put this in your ear.
Oh, wow. And that's the name of this episode. Let me put this in your ear.
Not your. That's your ear. No, not your ear, not your ear. That was on Pee Wee Herman. I think it was it the was it in the movie or was it in the live show that he did? And he's like, put it up to your ear, and he puts the shell up to his butt. Captain Carl or whatever. He's like, no, up to your ear, not your rear.
Anyways, also if you're looking for a job, Disney is hiring stormtroopers. So if you're 6 feet tall, have slender,
full range of motion.
Yeah, get yourself a job as a stormtrooper. Wouldn't that be a fun job in the Florida heat?
No, it's in California.
Oh, in California. Well, that wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
They don't need them in Florida?
It's the tryouts, at least, are in California. I don't know if it's so. It's this weekend. I think.
Oh man, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I want to be a stormtrooper for a day. That would be fine. Just one day.
Move along.
That should be an experience you could purchase at Disney.
Well, you can if you go to the Void at Disney Springs.
You know what I mean. It's in the park.
No, I know.
We have been to the Void.
Didn't they say that they had the time limit for you to be in Galaxy's Edge, and the rumor is, at least, that when your time's up, you'll be escorted out by stormtroopers.
That was a joke on their post, and people took it seriously and said, "Oh, there's gonna be stormtroopers everywhere getting people out of there."
There's no way they could do that.
And that's not happening. That was just. No. They said that there would be people that would, they look at your bracelets and stuff, and they said, "And if we have to, we'll get the stormtroopers involved." Like, ha 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 ha. And then people were like, "Oh, there's gonna be stormtroopers escorting people out of Galaxy's Edge." I'm like, probably not.
No, there's too many people. So people will just camp out. It's like, I'm waiting for him to take me out of
here. Do it, I dare you.
Fighting them off with lightsabers, hitting them over the head.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
$200 lightsabers.
Start saving my money. Anyways, this has been episode 4.
Episode
401.
This has been episode 104. I'm just going to leave that in. It's episode 4 to somebody. This has been their 4th episode, probably.
Mm-hmm.
This has been episode 104 of I Am Geek. Please give us a comment rating on Podbean, iTunes. Tell your friends. We will talk with you next time on I Am Geek.